Hello and welcome back again to Research Circle. The topic for today's discussion is 5 common remote team management mistakes and how to avoid them. Now, if given options, most employees would prefer to work from home. And for a good reason, remote work allows employees to manage their schedule better, avoid the daily grind of computing, and focus on their jobs without the usual office distraction. However, the advent of the remote work has brought with its slew of issues, most of which can be avoided. So, here are 7 crucial pitfalls to avoid if you are in the charge of managing remote teams. The first one comes here is failure to make employees familiar with. Now, this is without the necessary tools, maintaining open lines of the communication is it's difficult. So make sure you are proactively setting up remote team members with the tech stack that they need to get their job done and be productive. So to begin, we'll look at the software, discuss your remote teams members preferred work schedules, communication styles and process, and work with them to set up the software that allows you to communicate live and in continuous. Now, use apps like Slack for live instance messaging, Google Drive and Dropbox for sharing and sending the files, and Zoom application for video conferencing or video communication to get started. So to keep the track of the process of remote workers project, you can utilize a frequent email exchange, a shared documents or other solution to keep a track of time. Use the time tracking software. Set up hardware for the instant team members next. So if you are in the office, team requires more monitors, a standing desk or other equipments to be effective. So send them to your remote workers home office as well. Okay, so this is all to ensure that you can increase the productivity and concentration of the work. The next one is failure to align team members. Now the truth is that no matter how effective your employees can be individually perform, if they can't work cooperatively with the rest team to help you achieve your project and the company's goal, then all your efforts will be in naught. So as a result, managers must always guarantee that their virtual teams are on the same page. So they should be aware of the project's general objective and have access to all the work data and remote working tools required to complete their task effectively. Now the third one comes here is a failure to create a culture of the trust. Now trust is essential to make a remote teams work. The only way to see a tangible gains from the virtual team is to give employees the autonomy that they need to manage their work without continuously checking on them or calling them. So how your remote workers can get demotivated if a trusting work culture is not established. So managers must believe that their employees are working hard to achieve their goals, even if they can't see them working right now in front of them, in order to create a culture of the trust. Also, managers should avoid the constant check-in since they can reflect a lack of trust. Instead, you should foster project and task ownership to increase the virtual team's autonomy. The fourth one is a failure to schedule meeting at appropriate time. Now, your 9 to 5 work hours cannot work in every country. So consider all your team members' time zone when scheduling a meeting or sending an email. Try to schedule all hands team meetings with a time frame that is within the 9 to 5 range throughout all the different time zones where the people work, to extend that it is possible. Make an attendance option for all the members of your team who works more than 8 hours apart and email them a meeting tape letter. So alternatively, as a team manager, you may travel to site where you can host 2 all hands meeting, allowing all them members to meet and participate. The fifth one is failure to create a good communicative environment or communication environment. Your daily your day is packed with the opportunities. When you are sharing a physical workstation with your team, you can ask about someone's weekend their at their area or at their place into a team member's office for a clarity on a project issue or catch up on the day for a lunch. So these exchanges may appear negligible, yet they are an essential component of bringing your company closer. Unfortunately, remote distributed teams don't have as many opportunities for spontaneous casual chats, so as it's 1,000 miles away. However, just because those talk don't happen as effectively in remote teams doesn't mean they are any less necessary. Any providing space for this dialogue is a crucial element of the effectively leading remote teams. So as a member, it is your responsibility to create an environment that encourages communication with and among your remote employees. So at the start of each one-to-one meeting, check in with your remote team's member and inquire about their personal and professional lives. So plan a virtual happy hour at the end of the work where the only agenda is to catch up with your team through a video. So while concluding, I would like to say that there is always there will be always learning curve when developing a remote teams, no matter how long you are in that business. But now that you are aware of some of the most typical blunders managers make when it comes to forming productive and effective remote teams, so if you can avoid them and reach your goal of success faster, easier and more efficiently. So thank you so much for watching this video and take care of yourself.